What is up, my family? MS Gymmers. How you guys doing? Welcome to today. My name is Trevor. I'm the founder and creator of the MS Gym, and I'm super happy that you're here. If you're just new and joining us, I want to welcome you and say this is the place that you need to be to learn how to move right, how to exercise right, how to think right, and how to succeed right in getting back your mobility, your strength, your coordination, and your function so you can live a life better. So we are in the middle of a series that's pretty darn important. We're talking about lower upper extremity, okay? So I'm making thunder sounds, see? Isn't that how I used to make thunder back in the 30s? Anyway, so we're working on elbows, we're working on forearms, and we're working on hand stuff all week. Yesterday we talked about the importance of releasing the bicep and releasing the brachioradialis right through here, and then working on ulnar deviation, and then working on the release of the ulnar deviators and working on radial deviation to get balance back in your wrists side to side. Because what we end up doing when we sit is our hands pull up like this, and we're either sitting on our chair, we're sitting on a car, we're sitting typing on a computer, we're watching Trevor on our tablets, right? So we always end up in this position. So that means that this gets tight, and we get what's called overpronated, which we're going to talk about today a little bit. All right? So here we go. So when we talk about the forearms, like we talked about yesterday with Anatomy Man here, hello children, you can see all of the muscles that come down and affect the hand. So they start up here and come down this way. They start out here and come down this way. They start out here, come down this way. Start out here, come down this way. All right? And then you got a ton on this side. So when they come down this way, come down this way, come down this way. Now, this guy has his hands in his fists, which I don't know why they drew it like that, but what it does show is how many muscles are involved in grip. All right? So you can see this big muscle right here, all these flexors of the fingers. You got this brachioradialis, you got the ulnar deviators here. And then you go down and you get into the hand, you got your, this is the palm side of the hand, blah, blah, blah. So you got the opponent's muscles right here, you got the interossei muscle right there, and there is a lot of stuff that happens in the hand. So what that means, if you have many structures in one place, it's a blessing and a curse, in that there's a lot of things to help the function in that structure, but there's also a lot of opportunity for error and for a lot of things to be affected when things go awry. All right? So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on releasing pronation and adding supination back in. And then we're going to work on wrist extension and flexion. All right? So you can get by a table, okay? And you're going to need, what you're going to need to do these exercises, you're going to need some kind of like dowel or stick. You can even use like a ruler. Do not use something heavy right now, okay? Because we're going to be moving the wrist, and if it's weak, you ain't going to be able to do it. But get something that's pretty weightless, because it will help you to hold something and move something. It just does something to the brain. When you put something in your hand, it's like, oh, there's something in my hand. We got to do something with this. Okay? I would not give this to my little girls because they'd be hitting each other right now. I kind of want to hit something. All right, so when we talk about wrist action and wrist motion, like I said, most human beings walking around on the planet are not walking around like the Vitruvian Man, just walking around like this, like, yo, man, what's up, dude? Like, you look like you're ready for a fight. Or you can see the guys in the gym with the air lats like, yo, man, you can lift, bro? Like, they walk around like this. Nobody really does that, okay? If anything, everybody walks around like monkey style, arms like this, like air latted out, or they get really, really tight in their biceps. So I have a ton of MSers come in here. Nobody's arms are straight. Everybody's kind of like this. Right? Everybody's kind of in this elbow flex position with their hands turned way over, because that's how we sit as a society. Well, we're always sitting in a walker, sitting in a chair, sitting in a driver's seat, working on a computer, working on a phone, working on a tablet. So this motion right here leads to a lot of problems. And then furthermore, when you start to get stuff happening in your brainstem and your neck, and then all this stuff starts to close up, it doesn't close up out here. Sometimes it does, but a lot of times this will happen. Either the hand will be completely limped out like this, Or the fingers will start to curl as well, and you get that claw hand thing. All right? And that leads to a lot of problems. So that's an overflexion over opponents up here. When there's just kind of a dead hand and it's just kind of dragging along, your fingers could actually be in spasm as well. So you could be walking like this and have those fingers in full extension spasticity with your arm up like this. So nothing really works. It's just kind of hanging out. Now we're going to talk a lot about hand tomorrow, but I want to get into the wrist and elbow. So your pronator muscle, okay, runs across. So it runs from the inside of your elbow down diagonally this direction. When that thing contracts, guess what it does? It turns your hand over. So we've got to release that. Let me sit up here so you can see me a little better. So we need to release that. So a good way to release that is to grab your ball, okay, your lacrosse ball, and we're going to get right up in that elbow right here, okay? Now you could do this with your thumb as well, but if you have a funky hand, it may not work, okay? I thought that would work sitting up there. It's not. So you're going to be right through here. So you're going to be this way, and you're going to go diagonally. It's not super diagonal. It's just a short diagonal across here. So see, it goes from here to about there. So it's a pretty short diagonal. So you're going to start right up by that ulnar head here, and then you're just going to work your way down. So you're going to work your way down this way. So it's like right there is ridiculously bad on me, okay? Again, because I do so much myofascial work on people, I'm starting to develop some pretty bad elbow issues, which I'm working on and also having treated. So again, these are sensitive muscles. You don't need to just grind on these. You can just get in there with your thumb and start right up by that bone, and then you just work diagonally down. So see, my thumb is pointed right at the direction it's supposed to go, and I have a lot of sensitivity here. Now again, you can hit here, and you can use that ball, okay, either way. I personally like it, just the fine dexterity of just using my thumb and really finding those muscle fibers, because it's not a gigantic muscle. Okay? It's not a gigantic muscle. It's not like a thick bicep or something. It's about that big. So we get in and we release this, and and then you start to get into that brachioradialis as well. Okay? So we're going to release this through and spend some time there. All right? All right, so let's go to the other side. So again, and I mean, if you sit in a chair a lot, I would do both sides. Like most people have issues on both sides. I don't ever see someone coming in like this and then this arm's like this. Everybody's pretty, what's called bilaterally pronated. Oh, yeah, that's not good on me. See, this is good for me to do in the morning with you. Because again, unless you have major problems, this is something that you don't really think about doing. Like, I even have elbow issues in here, and I still didn't think about doing this till this week. And I'm like, wait a sec. I should be doing these. So until it becomes a problem, most people don't focus on this stuff. But you don't want to get to where your body starts to do that, because it becomes very debilitating. So if you have if you sit in a chair for more than a couple, 2-3 hours a day, you should be releasing this stuff anyway. All right? All right, so that's relaxed. So what that should do is should allow you to open. See, that's even good on me. I couldn't get my thumb over like this morning. So it should allow you to open up those arms like that. Okay? All right. So what do we do to reinforce that? So what we're going to do here, did you see that catch? Woo! All right. So what we're going to do here is you're going to do one drill without any kind of resistance and one drill with a resistance. So you can do this on a flatter table, but I want you to do it a little bit up high, like 90 degrees. So you're going to put your hands this way. You're going to put your hands like you are typing. And then what you're going to do here is you're just going to turn your hands over. Now you want to try not to move your arms at all. You're just going from straight out in front of you to over. Now I don't want you in tight. I want you out pretty, like decently far. You don't have to be stretched out this way, but I want your abs in and blades down. You're going to sit here like you're on a wider keyboard, and all you're going to do is just rotate those hands. And I want you, it's not just rotate your hands open. I want you to think about that there's rubber bands attached to your thumbs, and then you're pulling those rubber bands away, and you're stretching over here. So it's a 1, 2, 3, and then come back. Try and open your hands as much as you can. and twist. And you want to twist those thumbs so they go all the way down. 2, 2, 3. And up. 3, 2, 3. So again, imagine you have rubber bands on your thumbs here, and you're pulling those rubber bands up and over. 4, 2, 3. And go. 5, 2, 3. And go. 6, 2, 3. Good. And go. 7, 2, 3. And go. 8, 2, and 3. Good job. And relax. Okay, cool. Now what you're going to do is I want you to grab that dowel that you have. Okay? I want you to grab that dowel that you have. And now what you're going to do, you can use a table for this too if you want, actually. We'll make it easy. So a little bit higher table. What you're going to do is you're going to hold this dowel or whatever you got. You can use a ruler. I mean, shoot, you could even use a pencil, but I'd rather it be a little bit thicker in diameter. Pencils, the body's kind of like, I don't know what that is. So you could use a mixing spoon. You could use a serving spoon. You could use something that's a little bit longer, has a little bit of weight to it. A spoon is actually good because there's a little bit of weight on the end, so that'll actually challenge your forearm. So what I want you to do is lightly grip this, and it's not like a grip. I want you just to keep your hand wide and then kind of peel your fingers on this. And then what you're going to do with a light grip is you're just going to let that dowel or that rod tap your table. Okay? And I want you to try not to flex your wrist. So don't pull up like this. I want it to be as flat as you can possibly get. If you need to put a roller underneath it so you keep the hand to the back of the roller, do it. And then all you're doing is you're just moving it to the other side. Okay? So abs are in, blades are down. Still hold BGB. Blades need to be down so you train your blades to get active when you're using your arm. Part of the reason why people get so overloaded in the wrist and the hand is because they're constantly up like this. Pull your dang blades down. Okay? So sit up tall. You're here, and we just rotate back. 1. And over. 2. And over. 3. Make sure your wrist is flat. Again, you don't want it curled. And 4. So that's hard for me to do that way. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. And 11. And 12. Good job. All right, let's switch sides. Blades down, abs in, chin tucked. Again, get the right form, you guys. Do not cheat. And we go. So it's a 1. See, that's so hard on me. I feel that stretch all the way down here. And 2. We'll go 6 on each side. See, I can feel the pain right there. This is what my body needs. So we got 3. Boom. 4. Boom. 5. Boom. 6. Boom. 7. Boom. 8. Boom. I think we did 8 on the other side. We'll go one more. Why not? Boom. And relax. All right, cool. So your pronation and your pronator and supinators are worked out. Now we did a different set, so we obviously worked on the pronation, or I'm sorry, the supination more to stretch out those pronators. Again, if you find your hands like this, just do the opposite and then work this deal here, okay? Now, we're going to work on some wrist strength stuff. So typically, this is happening, okay? Or this is happening down like that. So we're getting an overloading of, it's either one or the other. Either you're going to be an overloaded of your wrist flexors and your finger flexors, or you could be like this and your arms just stuck out like that either. So you got to figure that out. If your arms are stuck this way, okay, then you need to release these. If your arms are stuck this way, just straight down like this, you need to release these. If your arm's up like this, you got to kind of do both. So, just like through yesterday, we released that brachioradialis, which is cool. If your fingers are curled, I want you to get in and I want you to release that forearm. If your fingers are straight, then I want you to get in and spend some more time on the top, okay? So look down at your hands and see what they're doing. Most people will be a little bit more curled, but if you're flexed out like this, you need to work more on the outer portion here of your arm. So just sit here and work on releasing this portion of your side, okay? So it's this side. Most people are going to be tighter in here, in these finger flexors. So I'm just going to kind of use my fist, and I'm going to strip down the center of the forearm. Okay, because we're going to work on wrist extension. And you can use a ball on this as well. Okay? All right, so we get that for about 15 to 20 seconds. Get those fingers nice and chilled out. Okay? And switch. So again, this is not going to be a 30-second fix. I'm giving you exercises that you can work on literally all day to remove a lot of that junk in your body, okay? So you can work on these all day long and get these muscles relaxed and chilled out so that your hands start to work better. So you're going to work right along that forearm and you're going to get those things moving, okay? All right, so we got this loose, we got this loose, or we got this loose and more of this loose, and now we can rock and roll. So what you're going to do here is you're going to have your dowel. You can do this again. You can do this with a ruler. You can do this with a broomstick, which may be a little bit long, but do something that's longer like this. Like find something that's like a foot, like 12 inches, like whatever, okay? Now what you're going to do, I don't want your hands close together. I want your hands out in shoulder width, okay? That's important. Your abs are in, your blades are down. What you're doing right now is you're going to drop those wrists down lightly, just let them fall, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're just going to pull up. Now, then you're going to curl down. So you're literally going to purposely curl down, purposely curl up, okay? And then purposely pull up. So that means concentrically. Use those muscles. Then you're going to go down. Then you're going to go up. Then you're going to go down. And then you're going to go up. Down. Up. You got 3 more. Make sure your blades are down. Don't be slumpy. Get up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down, and up. All right, cool. So what I want you to do right now is on the table, I want you to work on just, trying to spread your hands. And we'll talk about this a little bit more tomorrow, but try and spread your hands. Back down. So try and spread your fingers as much as you can. Okay, because if you're not used to gripping things, your hands can start to freak out. So you really want to open and then close. Open and then close. Open and then close as best you can. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to flip that down, or you're going to flip your hands over. So now you're going to be this way. Okay, so we worked on wrist flexion extension while in pronation. Now we're going to work on flexion extension while in supination. Okay, so we're creating wrist balance by balancing out the elbow. Okay, all right, so you're going to be right here. Sit up tall, abs are in. You're going to let your wrist curl down just a little bit. I don't want you to let this thing like monkey grip in your fingers. Just go down to where your body says stop. Sit up tall, blades are down, abs are in, and then you're going to curl up, not super far, but just far enough. And then you're going to think about pushing that dowel back down. So you're pulling the dowel up. You're pushing the dowel back down. Pulling the dowel up. Pushing the dowel down. Pulling up. Pushing down. Pulling up. Pushing down. Pulling up, pushing down, pulling up from the muscles on the front, pushing down from the muscles on the back, pulling up from the muscles on the front, pulling down with the muscles on the back. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to put your hands flat, open. Same thing, open and close your hands. Open, close, open, close. Just try and spread those fingers as best you can. If you can't do it right now, I understand. We'll get to it, okay? Just try to do the best you can. Open, close. See, it's even hard, like, to think about really opening those hands. You gotta it's kind of tough to get them all the way open, right? Everybody kind of has this, fingers are kind of up. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. All right, cool. Now, the last thing that we want to do, or that I want you to do, is I want you to, we're going to go into a circle, okay? Because we worked a lot on sagittal plane motion like this. We worked a little bit on, well, we worked on rotation this way, but now we want to get some rotation at the elbow. So what I want you to do is I want you to hold your arm, okay? Or you could put it on a roller like this and hold it, and you're just going to go in a circle. So you're just going to bring it up, around, and in. Up, around, and in. So you're leading with the thumb towards your chest and around, and then drop that thumb and come around. So you're leading thumb, rotate, lead pinky, lead thumb, rotate, lead pinky, lead thumb, rotate, lead pinky. You can also do this holding the arm. So you go to the outside and then the inside. The outside and then the inside, and then we switch. So then you lead with the pinky, come around with the thumb. Lead with the pinky, come around with the thumb. Lead with the pinky, come around with the thumb. And again, blades are down, chest is up. We're not all crunched up like this. We're pretty open. Lead with the pinky, around with the thumb. Keep your hands open. Good. Keep your hands open. And we switch. So hold here. So it's up with the thumb and around. Up with the thumb and around. Up with the thumb and around. I can feel this in my elbow, man. Jeez. I need to be doing this all day. See, I'm learning. I learn with you guys. I'm reminded with you guys. Thumb up and back down. So it turns over. Thumb goes towards your chest and away. Turn over. Thumb goes towards your chest and away. Thumb goes towards your chest. Now switch. Thumb, lead with the pinky down and bring it up. Pinky down and bring it up. Pinky down and bring it up. And that rotation is a big deal. See, I'm pronated here, and then I supinate to bring back up. Pronate here, supinate back up. So you're literally getting 360 degrees in the elbow, which will help mobility, which will help grip strength. Again, you can sit here and you can do this on a roller as well. Okay? Go down and away. Okay? All right. Good. So that's elbow and wrist stuff, right? So we see that it's not just about hands. And if you see programs a lot of times that are just focused on hands, 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 or doing stuff on the wall with fingers and everything, those are great exercises. However, what we've learned in the MS Gym with BGB is that if you're used to being up like this and then you go to put your arms out, you're still going to shrug. You're still going to be all up in your neck trying to do these hand exercises, right? Or down here, trying to work on grip strength, but you're all up in shruggy land. You've got to be down so that you can get your arms straight like this, so that you can get your hands in the right position. You got to get blades down. And then you've got to release all of this stuff up here in order to make these bad boys work right. So that's why we're spending some time doing this week. So when you release the bicep, you release the brachioradialis, you release the pronator, that allows you to have a lot more elbow motion, right? And then we work on pronation, supination, so that actually works on transverse and frontal plane stuff in the elbow, right? Then we're working on flexion extension this way, flexion extension this way, and then we get into circling. That's 360 degree, what's called cavitation of the joint. That helps your elbows and your wrists start to move better. If you have more mobility in your elbow, you will have more mobility in your hands. That's just the way it works. They're all combined. So that's why we're spending so much time on this week. Okay? Awesome. So hopefully that made sense. You need to practice that stuff on the daily, at least twice a day if you're having hand issues. If you like this video, give me some thummies. If you like some hearts, give me some hearties. And go ahead and comment away. I'm going to be in comments a lot today. That's my goal, both in this group and also in the members corner. We're going to be rocking out. So I'm proud of you guys. You're doing well. Keep working your grips. Keep working your paws. We're going to make this happen. So I will talk to you guys later. Have an awesome day.